If you're here on my channel, you must really be bored because I'm really not all that entertaining. I'm starting this channel up just as kind of a chat me up channel thing where I'm just going to talk. Filming things out of order, I will be doing my actual about/intro channel video after I shoot this one. But I wanted to shoot this one first because I have some coffee that I wanted to try on camera just because it's not a promotional thing or anything. I had a free code that got me some free coffee. It is from a place called Latigo Coffee Roasters out of California. They sent me a really cool little pack. I don't have the bag because I've already ground up the coffee. But they sent me a cute little sticker, which you can't see because it's backwards, and I'm not sure how to fix that. You'll have to bear with me because I am new to filming crap on my computer. So there's that. It's a really cute little, I'm going to get my face out the way so maybe it'll focus on there. It's a cute little whale. So I got that. That was kind of a nice thing. And they send me a nice little card, which it's a nice little, you can see it's a little retro thing. And it has a handwritten note on the back. Yay. I love handwritten notes. Come back here. It says, "Hey Jolie, thanks so much for checking out Latigo. Enjoy your first free bag. Cheers, Mark." And this is one of the things I love about little companies like this, because you get that little personal touch, and I think that's awesome. Anyway, this coffee that I'm trying this morning is called Hoodoo. Because I'm pagan. That just kind of cracked me up when I got it in the mail and I saw that the coffee was called Hoodoo. Because it's you basically get whatever they've roasted in the small batch for that month. When you just whatever month you order. This was roasted on April 3, 2017. Says, "This week's coffee is terrifyingly drinkable. It's a wash crop from the Nariño region, similar to our last Colombian offering, yet remarkably diverse in taste. You might find hints of blackberry, pear, and nougat in the cup." And you can go onto their website and get the full story if you're interested in the story of how they roasted this stuff. When I have to admit, when I ground it up, and granted I'm having to use a blender because I don't actually have a coffee grinder anymore, it didn't smell like any of those things. It kind of smelled a little bit like gasoline and death, but I brewed it my normal way, which is to throw some little bit of vanilla extract and some cinnamon in there with it. And I will say that when I lifted up the cover off of, when it was done brewing, it had a little more of a flowery smell to it, so I'm a little concerned it might have gotten something bunged up with the cinnamon and that added in with it. I don't know, but I have, sorry, I just banged my mic. I don't even know if this thing's working, so if the sound is horrible, blame my laptop. But I have the cup of doom right here. Let's take a sippy. Ooh. You can definitely taste the nougaty part. I'm not really tasting any blackberry or pear. Maybe on the very back end of it. I take my coffee with like milk or cream and evil non-sugar sweetener. Yeah, I gotta say that's pretty good. I like it. It's got that nice bold kick that I liked in my coffee to have, and it actually brewed up pretty well with the cinnamon and the vanilla, so I'm calling that a winner. Like I said, it's not sponsored. This was a thing that I picked up. It was a code I picked up that anybody could pick up to actually go and try their coffee. I am sorry, I don't remember what site it was on. There's a few of them I frequent that often have like free codes and stuff where you can get things, and they do it for like a short period of time. But so if you want to check out Latigo Coffee Roasters, let me see, do they give me, I don't think it has their address on here. That's kind of rude. Hold on, let me look it up so I don't go on about how good their coffee is and then you can't get to it. Give me a moment. Let's try Latigo Coffee Roasters. I can't spell coffee to save my damn life today. Don't ask. Of course, my internet connection is fucking all slow today. It is just Latigo LATIGO coffee.com. So there you go. If you want to check them out, I highly recommend it. Look around and see. I don't know. You can probably Google free coffee code with their name in it and possibly get it. I don't know if it's still available. To be honest, I got this a while back. Like I said, this stuff was roasted in April. It's now June. You see how long it took me to get to the point where I actually had time to grind this up. Well, it's not really so much time, but energy. So, that being said, I'm going to go on to what I actually wanted my first video to be about, which is something that I'm finding to be very important in my life right now, which is mental health issues. I very recently realized that with me being as sick as I am with my RA and some other stuff that's going on health-wise, that the energy that was normally going on to keep me sane in the head was having to be largely diverted off to dealing with being sick. I've been having a lot of illness issues. I don't have a lot of energy. I fall asleep at the drop of a dime. This is, between that and the fact that my back is totally jacked up with, I've got scoliosis and degenerative disc disease. So on top of the RA tearing my back up, I also have those two things going on, which that's just like a triple threat combo. I really can't sit or stand for long periods of time. I can't walk for long periods of time because one of my legs starts to drag. So working is really kind of not an option for me. Between the medications that I'm on, making my sleep patterns erratic. Sometimes I don't sleep for days, and then when I do, I sleep for 16 hours at a time, or I just drop off for a 20-minute nap every hour. It varies. It's not at all controlled. So I'm stuck with that, and I'm not used to being disabled. Before all this stuff started, really, it's been a slow snowball buildup since I turned 30. From then on, it's just kind of been that slow downhill, big, giant snowball building up, like in the cartoons with my legs sticking out the top of it, and I'm sitting here going, what the hell? So, all of this happening and slowly taking away things that I like to do, like, hiking and horseback riding, and, I like to go to conventions, and I like to dance, and I can't do any of that stuff anymore. I like to spend poi. I can't do any of that anymore because of these issues with my health. I recently also found out that I have a very, and if you hear weird noises, I swear to God I'm not killing anything in the house. That's the cat. She's sitting at my door going, Mama! Mama! So, it's not even my cat, but she thinks I'm her mommy. So, just ignore the strange noises at the door. If you hear them, I'm not even sure you can. But, anyway, with me losing a lot of what I used to be able to do, and being always going to conventions, going and swimming and going and, hiking and camping and just, festivals and all these things that I used to do all the time, going out and drumming all weekend with friends and things like that, that all slowly started to go away the more I got sick. So, after, when you've been as active as I am for as long as I had been, it can get super depressing. And I started slipping into this point where I realized I was depressed all the time. And I just couldn't get out of it. And I was going, what the hell, man? I would wake up every day thinking, why am I not dead yet? Why am I still here? There's no reason for me to be alive. I have no reason to get up out of bed. Some days it would take me 3 or 4 hours just to get the motivation up to just get up. Honestly, because I would be in so much pain and just, honestly, I had no reason to get up. So I went and, I said, I kind of sat myself down and I had to be real with myself and say, look, I can't do this anymore, not on my own. So much as I hated to do that because I had dealt with this stuff on my own pretty much for my whole life, I said, I've got to get some help. Went into counseling. They did some testing on me. Turns out that I'm not just depressed, I'm actually bipolar. Yay. Let's see, what they gave me. I have bipolar disorder, OCD, which, by the way, those are fun, panic disorder, and I also have ADHD. So, basically, I'm pretty much fucked in the head. And, you know, they are still working out meds for the hyperactivity part of it. Their biggest concern, because I did have that why am I not dead yet thing going on in my head 24/7. They gave me some Zoloft, which after a few days of being on it, I woke up that third or fourth morning and said, wow, something's different. And I started kind of self-assessing, going, what's different? I don't know what's different. I'm sitting there kind of running down the systems checklist going, what the heck is different? And I realized all of a sudden, I was like, wow, that soundtrack is gone. And I realized that I actually didn't have any problem getting up out of bed. I woke up and I was like, it's not too bad. I can get up. You know, it's not perfectly shiny because shit still sucks because I'm still broken and still broken, but at least I don't want to die, you know? So now that we have that under control, and you can see I kind of fidget a lot. I don't have an easy time of sitting still. If you notice, I bounce around a lot. Part of that is because I have to keep shifting to keep my back from screaming too much, and part of it is because I'm freaking hyper and I drink coffee, so yeah, you know. But it just amazed me. You know, I look back at how I have felt for the majority of my life, and I realized, oh my god, I've had this going on pretty much from the time I was a small child. And I didn't realize how severe it was, honestly, until I got some help. And then I'm like, holy crap. This is, you know, it's like an awakening. My brain is finally starting to comprehend why certain things are the way they are. But I'm going to pause for a second because I'm about to sneeze. Okay, that's the problem with hot coffee when you have allergies. It'll make your nose drip. Yay. But now that I've gotten the help and I've gotten on the Zoloft and I'm on it steady, now I'm just hyper as hell. And we're still having to work on that. I've got to get a formulary list printed out before I go back to my prescriber so that I can tell her which meds they will pay for, because there's a lot of them they don't pay for. I'm on expanded Medicaid, thank God, because if I wasn't on that, I probably would have been dead about 2.5 years ago. We'll talk about that later. But for now, you know, what I really want to say to people is that if you have those kind of problems, you know, if you have depression or anxiety, or you find yourself obsessively compulsively doing things, don't do yourself a favor. Don't hesitate. Don't feel ashamed. I mean, I've got all these diseases going on. Am I ashamed of my diabetes? No, I'm not. It just is what it is. It's genetic. Am I embarrassed that I have hemochromatosis, which is a really fucked up and rare disease? No, I'm not ashamed of that because, again, it's genetic. It's not like I asked for that. Am I ashamed of my scoliosis or my degenerative disc or the, you know, I've got fibromyalgia going on, and I also have peripheral nerve damage from the diabetes as well. So, I mean, I've got a lot of stuff going on. Am I ashamed of any of that stuff? No. And, I mean, why would I be? They are health conditions. It's not something I went out and signed up for. And I think that a lot of people don't really think about mental health issues as what they are. They are medical conditions. You know, it's not something that you should be ashamed of. It's not something that you should say, oh my God, I don't want anybody to know. You know, people look at me right now and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you're talking about how you're on psychiatric medication and having, you know, getting therapy and blah, blah, blah. I'm going, dude, seriously, why should I be ashamed of that? I'm not ashamed of any of the rest of my illnesses. Why would I be ashamed of having mental health issues? It is like anything else, a medical disorder. So I just want to say to anybody out there who may have these kind of issues, bite that bullet. Let me rephrase that. Don't bite a bullet. Okay. Let me rephrase that. Go ahead and just steel yourself up and go get the help. You know, if it means medication, by all means take the medication. You know, I'm not saying just take anything they handle you by any stretch of the imagination. Always research what they want to give you before you start taking it. Because certain drugs, like the first one they had me on, it had some nasty side effects and it really wasn't doing that much for me. And it was one of those things where they hand you your starter crack first, where you start this lower dose and then you go up graduating to the full dose. So that told me that if anything went wrong with it, I was going to have to slowly come off of it. So you want to be aware of things like that. I think the Zoloft had the same thing too, where you had to have your starter crack dose, and then they bring you up to the full dose. But don't be afraid of it. Don't be ashamed of it. Just go get the help, because if you go with the program and you really talk to your counselors about what's going on, what's freaking you out or whatever, and you start taking the meds, it is truly like you suddenly wake up in a whole new world, and you realize that you're no longer trapped in that little box of fear or depression or whatever it is that's got you. You can pluck those claws out of your legs and it'll let you go. So just be brave and do it. I'm really kind of kicking myself in the ass. Here I am, 47 years old. I'm just a year into treatment, and not even that. Not even a year into treatment. It's barely 7 months. Here I am just months into treatment, and I'm going, why was I stupid and wait for this? I could have had it when I was on previous insurances with work. But there was also the fact that back then, before the ACA, I can tell you I was in medical billing. Coverage for mental health on a lot of the private insurance sucks. But if you are in any of the places where they expanded Medicaid, if you go looking around now, there are free services for mental health now that are covered by the state, and they don't cost you anything as long as you keep your appointments. If you miss an appointment, there's usually a charge, just like at any doctor's office now. But you will find that you can get these services if you look. You might have to pay some on the medications depending on what insurance you have, but don't hesitate. Get it taken care of. You will feel much better. It may not seem so at first, but trust me, if you are truthful with yourself and your therapist about what's going on in your noggin, you will get so much better. Okay? And with that said, I am going to say cheers with my cup of evil hoodoo coffee. And when I feel like talking about something else, I'll make another video. I'm not promising to be punctual or anything. I'm not putting this on a schedule. With my health, I really can't do that. I have to spend a lot of time doing other things because I'm poor and I have to make some kind of money. So we'll talk about that another time. Bye.